good evening, everybody. Welcome into the stream. As you can see, we are on the layout today. Pretty exciting. I figured with all the work that I've done in the past few weeks, it was high time I deserve some time to run some trains. But in actuality, we're actually on the layout because, well, I do want to run some trains, but also I'm doing some last minute just quality control here, making sure that everything that I've got is good to go, ready to rock. Let me make sure. Oop. Hey, maybe you can hear me a little bit better now. I forgot to turn on my normal mic. I just had the PC mic on there. Whoops. Well, welcome in, everybody. I'm happy to have you all here. We're gonna run some trains tonight. There's a couple of different reasons for it. One is I'm using my freelance locomotive, and the reasons for that are twofold. One, I get to use my proto throttle, which is always fun. But two, it's also one of the only locomotives I have that doesn't have a keep alive in it. So if I've got any sort of dirty track anywhere, I'm going to be well aware of it using that locomotive so that I can make sure to have everything nice and clean. And of course, the other thing that we're doing is making sure that the new run here to Canandaigua, to Pactive, is going to run smoothly. I've had 2 operating sessions so far with this new orientation of the layout. I made some slight tweaks in between the 2 just because I was able to add a couple more pieces of rolling stock into the operating session. But I had a couple of small typos in the switch lists and everything, which should now be corrected. And because they're now corrected, I want to run everything myself just to make sure that everything is good to go. So we're gonna have some fun doing it. We're gonna operate it just like the real thing. I've got my switch list here with me, ready to go. And we're gonna operate it just like we would be for the real thing, or for the real op session, excuse me, which I'm hoping is somewhat like the real thing. But you'll see coming into view here in a second, the freelance locomotive. That's again what we're gonna use tonight. And just gotta hook up to our train and go. We're gonna run the day 1 and day 2 of the session, and already I'm noticing a little bit of dirty track. So as I go, like I said, I'm gonna try to clean it as best I can here. It's of course a very highly trafficked piece of track, the main line right next to the yard. A whole lot of trains use this, so not super shocking that it's as dirty as it is. Uh-oh. And we have a derailment. That's all my fault. I ran through a switch that wasn't lined for me. I am trying to do a lot of things tonight, so hopefully it doesn't turn into too much chaos. But anyway, let's hook up to our train, and then we'll head on over to the Canandaigua side of the layout. Let me quickly just say hi to everybody here before I walk away from my computer. Let's see who we've got out here tonight. We have Rick's out there, Adam was out there early, welcome in. Mason Dixon, welcome in. Scott, welcome in. Brandon, welcome in. Dennis, welcome in. And Montana Northern, welcome into you as well. All right, so we're going to get the show on the road here. Oops. Here we go. Hey Matt, welcome in. All right, so I should be able to take this along with me and have relatively smooth transitions since I've got it on the gimbal. Get that RS5T working. Try to keep up with you guys as good as I can tonight. We'll be, of course, like I said, moving around just a little bit, but I'll try to keep my phone nearby me here so that I know what's going on in the chat. Hey Emmett, Rust Belt, welcome in. All right, while we're rolling by here, I'll just give you guys a quick look at Himrod. The new layout update is out. So after tonight's live stream, if you want, you can go check that out in between my live stream and Dennis's, which will start at 9. Maybe I'll try to remember to leave enough time in between. But yeah, we're following our train out here to Pactive where we've got our work to do. Nice slow roll. Just a quick sneak peek at the T-Track module for anybody interested in the Upload Express modelers project. All right, now I got to get a little bit ahead of the train so I can find a good place to set you guys down. Hopefully, most of what I'm doing tonight will be not making anybody seasick. I try to go nice and smooth here. All right, slowing down here as we get into Pactive. Bring it to a coasting stop here at the end of the siding. All right, now I just need to figure out what I do with my pick. Go. All right, so first things first, nice and simple, we're just gonna run around our train, get on the right side of it here. Dennis, excited to have you here in person, my friend. Yeah, you guys are going to be two ships passing in the night, Garrett, but we could probably coordinate something. I'll have to message you, Garrett, but I don't know what your class schedule is on Friday. But maybe we can coordinate a little bit. So let me know if any of this moving around gets to be too much for anybody. I've got the camera mounted on a gimbal so that I can kind of just do with it what I need to do. Uh-oh, some of my experienced operators are gonna yell at me because I missed part of my paperwork. I left my my ballast cars on the back of the train. I'm supposed to cut those on the main on the way here. Whoops. Oh well. See if I can remember what my coupler clank is tied to. Ah. All right, so as we're working here in Pactive, I should probably actually reference the sheet here. I believe the two cars on the end of my train are going in the storage tracks. Yep. Spotted storage tracks, okay. That's easy peasy. All right, so we have 3 cars on the storage tracks here. Those are getting pulled and spotted in various other places, so that's nice and straightforward. I'm not getting quite as much coast out of this locomotive as I keep thinking I'm gonna have. There we go. Yeah, Rust Belt, well, you know, the one thing I'll say to that is sometimes it really just takes one individual to start operating and get people hooked that have layouts, and you can get a bunch of people converted pretty quickly. Mr. Ed O'Connell, who's likely not out there in the chat tonight just because he's got club on Monday nights, is a pretty big driving force behind a lot of the operations that happen in our area because he got them started. So, you know, there might not be any now, but that doesn't mean that it's got to stay that way. I know you've mentioned you've got a couple of layouts in the area. Ooh, that was a perfect hitch. Awesome. Okay, so, oh, here's the fun part. These are not in the order I need them to be to do my work. So that's interesting. I'm why you're an addict, Garrett. Well, yeah, that's, you know, that's what friends are for, right? Okay, so I think I'm gonna just take the opportunity to get cars in the right order now. And really, I should have done this already, or I should have cut one car already. But oh well. Basically what's happening is these two cars are going to be going on the warehouse track, but this middle car is going over on the storage warehouse. So they didn't come in quite blocked, but that's really not that big of a deal. These three are actually the brand new cars that I just got weighted during our marathon live stream last week. Had the day off on Monday, so put in a 4-hour stream doing a whole bunch of stuff. That was fun. Got a whole bunch of shrubbery made. Got those cars weighted, got 2306 pretty much done on stream. Had to go back in and do a little bit more work after the stream, but wasn't a ton. Right, Dennis, absolutely. Whoops, one too many toots of the horn there. So what's everybody else got on the workbench? I know Garrett was already sending pictures in the Discord. Looks like there's some really fun things happening there. Excited to see how those turn out, which I'm sure I will. I am really close to the end of this short track. Let's see if I can pull these forward a little bit. There we go. Got to figure out what in my sound file is wonky. The handbrake sound keeps going off, which I don't really want to be going off. Awesome, Brandon. Uncooperative dull coat. That's no fun. Let's see, which track am I putting? Uh-oh. Which track am I putting that Pro Core gone on? 894. Okay, unloading tracks, UNPX 894 is going on spot 4, which will be this back spot over here. So I'm just trying to figure out which order I want my tank cars in. Yeah, I'm going to keep shoving this cut back onto the storage. And then we're going to get the tank car on the opposite side of them. Oh, that's cool, Adam. Excited to see that come together. Yeah, Chris, that might be what it is. It might be right there. I followed the Seaboard Central instructions to a T. And I'm wondering, I mean, he just puts all of the brake functions on one function, but it shouldn't be the sounds that are all tied together, so I don't know what would be the issue there. Oops. See you later, Emmett. Hope you have a good night. Oh, just short of the points of the switch. Oh, we're Tokyo drifting. Whoops. There we go, fix that. All right, got a good hitch. So like I said, we're gonna do day 1 and 2 over here for GC2. I'm not sure how long exactly that's gonna end up taking, but if we have time, I may run over to Himrod as well and run the HW2 job just for the fun of it. We'll see. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna grab the tank car. Let's just have everything we need together. Hey, Milwaukee area rail fan. I have to apologize to you. I go back and rewatch all of my streams most of the time, and just to make sure I don't miss any questions. And there's been twice now that I've rewatched my streams and realized that I completely missed a question from you, Milwaukee Rail fan. So I apologize. I think the question was with me getting rid of DeLong if I was going to expand my other grain industry. And to answer that question, no, I'm not going to, just because, I mean, train lengths are very delicate here. I've only got so much capacity in the yard, and I've given so much more capacity over here to Pactive that I don't have any more capacity to give to the Andersons as far as that's concerned. So unfortunately, the other grain industry won't be expanded. In fact, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the cars that I had for that particular industry just yet. Hey Ken, welcome in. Oh, thanks very much, Ken. All right, let's switch out the warehouse track here. Okay, Tuesday, 10/25. So, I feel like, oh, should pay attention to my proto throttle here. All right, should have it the right way now. So Tuesday, 10/25, so AM. So, are we talking like Australia, or are we talking further into the Pacific than that? Ah, that's a bummer, Scott. Last Wednesday, I was doing a whole bunch of house maintenance as well. And in fact, I was doing a little bit right before my stream tonight, too. The bullnose trim that's right at the top of my staircase came loose. And I've been tripping on it the last couple of days. And I figured, well, I don't need a tripping hazard right at the top of my stairs when I've got, you know, about 20 people in the next few weeks coming to my, or next weekend coming to my house. So I've got that gluing back down. Not sure how that came loose, but yeah, house maintenance, always fun for sure. Had to do a lot of outside maintenance last week too to get ready for winter. Got all the patio furniture put away. Grill's still out. I'm still holding on hope that I can use that again. Awesome, Ken. Very cool. Oh, isn't that nice, Tim? Yeah, I don't know why those the chat ads are really annoying. I've got no control over those, unfortunately. I hope if I switch directions. I hope I've got that line the right way. Yes, okay. Oh, maybe I don't have that line the right way. I'm Tokyo drifting behind the camera. There we go. Oh my gosh, Dennis. So, oh, now I'm picking all sorts of switches. Holy cow. What Dingleberry didn't line and lock normal behind him? It's me. I'm the Dingleberry, to be clear. Oh no, that is lined the right way. That's concerning. I'll have to look into that a little bit. Are there imported models coming to the CCR, Brandon? I shoved those back way further than I actually needed to. Whoops. Hey, Joey. Joey, I gave you a nice shout out in today's layout update. I forgot to link your channel in the description. I'm gonna have to go back and do that, but you got a nice little shout out. Big thank you again to Joey for the Pensy Freight House that I've got hanging out over in Penyan, and this, which is oh my gosh, all right, I'm gonna have to look into that. I keep getting a derailment right there. And of course, I've also got this awesome Salt City pepper covered hopper, which is hanging out on my display case right above the yard here for everybody to enjoy that comes over for the op sessions this weekend. And then Joey, I should see Sunday as well, which will be exciting. Going over to Bruce Ryan's layout to operate his Manhattan Terminal Railroad with him and Dennis. Should be pretty cool. Okay, we're picking switches left and right here. This is wild. Tim, CP368, operated this job during my shakedown session last week and didn't have a single issue. But now all of a sudden I can't stop picking switches. I'm not sure why. Let me see if I can see what happened with this one. Oh, okay, let's see if the point on this switch just kind of got stuck open slightly. Weird. Oops. I'm all sorts of turned around now on the proto throttle. Okay, here we go. Joey, my middle name's actually Paul, but we can we can discuss that later. That's not that doesn't need to be public information. Well, Tim, if it makes you feel better about your chat ads, I keep getting Temu ads now, thanks to a certain somebody getting me a whole bunch of X-Acto blades off of Temu, and my phone hearing me talk about it all the time. The quarry curse. Yeah, so for anybody not in the know, I have now figured out who it was that bought me 20 X-Acto blades after having complained about not being able to find any of mine. And of course it was Rick who's out there. No bill. So thanks, Rick, for all the new X-Acto blades. Hey Ray, welcome in. Caboose, welcome into you as well. So again, for anybody joining late, we're operating tonight with more than just a purpose of having fun, even though we are indeed having fun. I've got my one of my only locomotives that doesn't have a keep alive in it, so I'm just kind of looking out for dirty track. And then had a couple of small typos in my switch list last session that I'm trying to make sure I've got all worked out as well, which should be. Banu, welcome in, my friend. Happy to see you. Sorry to hear about the internet issues there, Adam. Okay, so we're finally ready to actually work with the storage tracks. And this is always a little bit more interesting depending on what spots on the sheet need to be switched. Oops. Today we are swapping the tank car on spot 1 and then also taking the CHVX hopper from spot 4, which is in that back corner. So what I'm gonna do first is grab that covered hopper in the back corner and then pull it up and put it next to the tank car, so I've got my two outbounds together. I'll also end up leaving this car, which is a respot on this track, so that I can get the inbound into spot 4. Oh, I should have the tank car in a different order too. I goofed up a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna have room for everything I gotta leave on the front track now. Guess we'll find out. Come on, there we go. Hey Denny, welcome in, happy to see you. So Denny, I know last we talked you were hoping to get some prototype rail fanning in this past weekend. Did you do that and have any fun doing it? Oh boy, now I made a mess. I didn't hit the brakes fast enough, went off the back. Now I've got a car on the ground. Kind of impressed at the pulling power of this GP30. I've got quite a few cars on this thing now. Okay, so maybe what I'll do here, instead of leaving everything on this front track, because I don't think I've got the capacity to do it, I should have had that tank car in a different spot in the train. But maybe what I'll do is I'll pull my two outbounds out to the main here and go from there. Awesome, Denny. Yeah, we will be having some fun doing that Friday, Dennis. Dennis is coming up a day early for Op Around the Clock, and so I'm going to try to do my best to put him on some Elcos. Not sure which line we're going to do just yet, but we'll see. I'm sure one of the Western New York short lines will not disappoint. All right, let's get these outbounds on the main here dropped. let's see, how many cars do I have? I'm all the way around the peninsula now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 cars with the Proto 2000 GP38 or GP30. Pretty decent. Up a small grade too. There's like a 0.5% grade on this side of the layout because I go from inch thick foam on this side of the layout, and then you can actually see it's 2-inch on the other side. Okay. Oh, I gotta stop talking. Just kidding. Shove those way further back than I needed to. Oh, and we're still going. Yeah, I don't think we're going that far, Brandon. He's got to be at an op session in Canandaigua Friday evening. So it's likely either going to be Falls Road or LA&L. It should be fun still. Oh, that's nice, Joey. I'd love to be able to get on an Adirondack Scenic Excursion. I tried to go out this year, but everything was sold out by the time I was looking because I was doing it so last minute. Alright, so we're going to get our spot at spot 4 in place here. Definitely got to get it on it early for sure. All right, and now, because I had a little bit of poor planning, I've baked in an extra move for myself. So after we get this off, I gotta work on the lighting in this part of the layout. It's too dark, I can't see. Just another thing in the long list of stuff that needs to be done. But yeah, I baked in an extra move because I've got the other... Oh, I just goofed that up too. Oh no! Okay. Hold, please. I really have it all goofed up here. And now I'm off the back again. I should really get my bumpers on. What am I even doing? I could have left that there. I'm really surprised Heath's not in here yelling at me, and honestly, it's a miracle he's not. Because this is actually the car that goes on spot 3. That's my new one that's going in on 5. It's all goofed up. But I suppose this is sort of like the real thing. They don't know where things are going at Pactive until they get there. So there's no use trying to block the train in Geneva at all. Okay. So We'll leave the tank and the respot on the front track here. And then we'll get our inbound in place finally. Got a little bit of rough track, like just off camera, that I've got to get figured out. It's not causing any derailments that I can see, but you can hear them clunking going over it, which I don't love. Just a little short of the mark here. Yeah, looking forward to this Sunday too, Joey. Thank you, Brandon. So as you can see, I mean, so it's interesting, the Canandaigua job used to be a little bit more balanced between multiple industries, but it's really turned into a pretty heavy switch over here in Canandaigua, to the point where I'm actually kind of considering getting rid of an additional industry, or at least changing the op scheme so that one of the industries is only getting switched every other session, just to save a little bit of time. So I'd be interested to know what everybody thinks about that. I'm tempted to get rid of Phelps Junction, which would really be a shame, but there's a really cool scene in the town of Phelps, New York, that I want to be able to model, that I could do if I got rid of Phelps Junction as an industry in that same space. It would make sense geographically. So I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah, it's definitely more. I like the length of it, and really getting rid of that one industry really wouldn't change the length that much. But it would allow me a little bit more space to have some fun with some scenes that I want to model. So I don't know. It happened that this past session that I had over the weekend, GC2 was the last job back in the yard, both day 1 and day 2. So maybe I've got to give it a little bit, see how things happen once operators get a little bit more used to the session or the new scheme, and maybe once that's done, it'll be a little bit quicker. But again, the scene that I want to model is really cool. I wish I could share it with you guys. I could show you a picture of a picture, probably. Let's see. I'll see if I can find the picture of it. It's a cool old offline industry. Obviously, offline meaning no longer rail served. I know I took a picture of GC2 going by October of 24, I think. Maybe it was 23. No, it shouldn't have been 23. Oops, wrong way. Alright, we're done with work here in Himrod, so I'll get the train headed home while I'm trying to find this picture. Oh, come on. Maybe it was 2023? Train's headed home around the end of the peninsula. Just trying to find... I know I have a reel that I made from filming there. Here it is. All right. This is really professional video work, but this is the location I'm referring to. It's Eagle Street in Phelps. Really cool brick building with this kind of overhead that goes across the tracks. Cool stuff. I mean, I would be a lot of fun to model that, and I would have the opportunity to do it if I was to get rid of Phelps Supply. One of my favorite locations, just because it looks so industrial and so kind of different from a lot of what the rest of the Finger Lakes is. Good evening, Darren, by the way. I don't think I said hi yet. I apologize. All right, so let's get this train home, and we'll magically start day 2 and go from there. Should be rounding the bend any second now. Yeah, I don't know, Garrett. I mean, I think I would probably rather lose Phelps Junction than Canandaigua Line, but I don't know. So we're a little short on time. I was hoping to switch out the other industries on the line, but just not going to have the time to do it. So we're going to turn and burn with the day 2 cars. There you guys are on stream. Hopefully I'm not turning too fast here. Don't want to make anybody seasick. All right. Pick. So these are my outbounds right here for day 2. And thankfully, I've got a nice little convenient runaround track I can use so that I don't have to run all the way down to the other end of the yard. It's funny how those things end up in the prototype. It's almost like they're there because they're actually used, you know? And here's a strong opportunity for there to be some track that's not super clean. So let's see. Hey Sean, welcome in. Yeah, exactly, Garrett. That's, oh my gosh, I'm going the wrong way still. Why am I going the wrong way? You'd think for how long I've had a proto throttle, I might have it down by now, but when I'm not paying attention, I still have issues. Go nice and slow through this crossover just to make sure everything's working okay. I want to make sure it's clean. Cool. Not even the least bit flickery. Awesome. Tidy track. There you go, Dennis. I told you to just message him. I knew he'd have him in soon. Ooh, there's some dirty track, though. Right on the other side of the turnout. Okay. All right, let me make sure I've got myself lined out here. And go in behind the train while it's running out to Canandaigua and get that little section of track cleaned. This might be an issue with something in the frog. Looks like, yep, a little piece of ballast in the frog. Might have been the issue. All clean now though. All right. We're running slightly short on time, so we're going notch 8 all the way out there. Yeehaw! We're cowboying this thing. Uh-oh. Oh man, I lost connection. Uh-oh. I think I moved around the camera too much. There we go. Oh, hopefully we're back. There we go. Whew. We are flying. Okay, so what is on the switch list for this part of the run? We have our 2 cars that are on the storage tracks are going over. Oh, what did I do here? I've still got a typo on the sheet. I'm glad I'm doing this. UNPX 670. That's supposed to go to, actually that should go to a spot. Actually want, so here's the switch list in question. You can see up here I accidentally don't have anything here under the storage track area. And then I'm saying UNPX, what is it, 670 is a hold at spot 4 down here. So this is part of why I wanted to run this tonight, so that I can make sure that I had things all situated, because it's pretty evident now that obviously I don't. So I don't want that to be a hold at spot 4. I want this to be a pull from spot, or I want it to be a spot at spot 3 because we've got 894 coming out. So let me make that note on my list here. Spot at spot 3. And then actually, because I've got it pulled up on the computer, and that's the point of tonight, is making sure that everything is situated, I'm going to go right into the sheet and make sure I make that change now. Like I said, this tonight was about more than just running trains, for sure. Okay, so we're over on the day 2 side. Here, actually, you guys can see this. This is what my spreadsheet looks like that I use, and then I send it over to a Google Docs to be printed out. Okay, so here's the day 2 side. Here is that. I want to change this to spot at spot 3. Spot 3. Okay, so now 894, let me just double check that that's pulling into the return consist. Okay, perfect. All right, so other than that small issue, there wasn't an issue. Let me just make sure it's up here as well. At spot 2, all right. And then we'll go into the Google Docs for GC2. And then, oh, of course, for some reason, I've got a weird issue where the day 1, all I have to do is hit this refresh button, and the switch list for day 1 will pop right over. But I have to manually update it for day 2 every time for some reason. I'm not sure why. Oh, spot 3 is what I want there. There we go. Okay, so let me just manually bring this over, since I have to. And this hopefully is giving people an idea of what I go through to prep my op sessions too, which is pretty interesting. Hopefully it's relatively interesting at least. I just got to do a little bit of quick formatting. I'm just going to get the whole thing taken care of, since that's what tonight's live stream's all about. For some reason, the text, or the font that I use in Sheets, or in Docs, is not in Sheets for some reason, so I always have to do that. And then I've got some surplus cells here I gotta get rid of. Just gotta tweak my column widths just to make things a little bit smaller. So everything fits onto a single page. Why is that? Should be about what I need. I can go in and tweak it later if I need to. Let me just get it taken care of now before I forget about it. All in the name of having quality operating sessions. There we go. Now, oh, see, this drives me nuts, is when there's just two things on single page. Let's see what I can do to make them fit here. There we go. Okay, cool. So we've got that updated so I don't forget about it later. Let's get one last switch in here. All right, so first things first, gotta get run around the train here. Get my stream back up here so I can see what you guys are saying. That, Brandon, I know you love your modu ops, but my scheme is far too advanced for modu ops. I've yet to find anything that will let me do what I want to do in a packaged software. So. Okay, so running around my train here. Once again, it's not much easier, Tim. It's I've tried Jammerai. I was less than impressed. I can do everything I need to do in Sheets. There's a lot of automation built in. The challenge just becomes that I'm trying to build a large layout, and anytime that I spend, on the switch lists is time that's not spent on the layout itself, and that's where, the time issue comes into play more than anything else. Because any time that I spend throwing things into JMRI, because that would take absolutely forever, is time that I could be using to just automate the Excel spreadsheet to do exactly what I want it to do. And like I said, it's just a matter of having the time to do that, and until I've got a relatively finished layout, I don't know as to whether I will. There's a couple other big decisions that I also need to make before I can finalize my switch lists, but again, I use Excel for a living. I'm relatively familiar with it, so there's a lot I can do with it that I'm happy with. It's just a matter of having the time to go down the rabbit hole and get it doing what I want it to do. Whoa! Left the switch not lined for myself. Oh, we are really on the ground. Conductor's looking at his switch list instead of at the turnouts. There we go. All right, let me see here. So we are spotting the new ACFXs here. These two are getting spotted in the storage tracks. So I'm going to get this pressurized ACFX in with the two that are going onto the unloading tracks. Okay. $30 days. Yeah. I spent too much time in now urgent cares with workplace related or modeling related injuries. That's where I got this wonderful scar from slicing myself with an X-Acto. Just notice the lights flicker a little bit right here. Didn't notice that earlier, but this time they did. So good news is this time I should have the tanker in the right position to do everything that I need to do in the unloading track, so that's good. Tim, there's always the option, there's those 3 red dots, or that 3 black dots. You can go in there and select see less of this ad. In the middle of flu season, huh? Yeah, that'll do it. Train show flu does it for me. Usually get that once a year, at least. Ooh! On the ground again. That's why I'm not a professional. I didn't even get a good hitch, jeez. Come on, man. There we go. Ooh, that is... Adam, I don't know if you remember last stream, I was talking about one of my noisier cars. This UTCX car always sounds like it's on the ground dragging or something of that like... You might need to take your advice and put a little bit of graphite in the axle. I didn't quite stop in time for the warehouse track, dang it. Okay, warehouse track. I might need to change the order I've got things on the sheet. So I've got the warehouse track after the unloading track, but naturally it goes smoother if you do the warehouse track first. Okay, so I'm pulling both from the warehouse track and spotting this ACFX in there. Hey, that's good, Dennis. You've been dealing with that cough forever. I'm glad that you went and got it checked out. Oh no. Short on a product, Leonard? I think I know who Leonard is. I think I waved at him yesterday right before I ate it on the ground. Chasing H06. Oh, come on. There we go. Now I've got it right. Yeah, Springfield, I feel like, is probably a mass spreader event for model railroaders and viral diseases. My buddy Mike that I went to Springfield with last year, I feel so bad for him. He's I don't know if he's formally been diagnosed as immunocompromised, but when he gets sick, it hits him really, really hard. So he got sick at Springfield, and really took him a little bit to get over it. Mike Evans' touchdown chances are going to influence whether or not you've got a board or not. Yeah, I gotta decide what I'm going to watch. I'll have Dennis on the small screen, and then I got to decide whether or not I'm watching Monday Night Football or Game 7 of the ALCS when I get done here. Probably Game 7, honestly. Well, depends on how the Mariners are doing. All right, how are we doing on time here? Am I going to be out of here on time for Dennis? I am not going to be out of here on time for Dennis. So I'm going to have to finish this switch after he's done. 1-to-1, bottom of the second. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll have to finish this switch off camera likely, but we'll get through as much of it as we can. So we've got the one typo we found in the switch list rectified now. Hopefully that ends up being the right edit that we made. We'll find out for sure here in just a minute when we get to the warehouse track, or the unloading tracks. Yeah, so yesterday I did take the opportunity to go out to the Finger Lakes area and ended up chasing HO6, which is the interchange train. Had a lot of fun doing that. Got a bunch of photos I need to get edited. We'll see when that ends up getting done. I'm sure I'll have a bunch more photos from this upcoming Friday here soon. After I get done rail fanning with Dennis. Look at that, Tim. The day is won. All right, warehouse track is done unless they call and are missing more talc. One car's not enough for them or something. All right, so we're putting UTCX 769. That is going on spot. Where are we here? It's going on spot 2, which is this one. And then that UNPX 670 is going to go, I believe, in spot 3. And then we're also swapping out the tank car. So I'm gonna get my poles together first and just empty out the track, I think. Might start going notch 8 switching just to get through this in time. Although I don't think I'm gonna get through it in time no matter what. Come on. Had an uncoupling issue. Okay, easy, easy, easy. All right. Oh, hey Heath. Yeah, this is the right place to see somebody who claims to be a prototype modeler completely mess up switching a prototype industry. Glad you're here. Hey Jeff, welcome in. Pick that? That was weird. Okay, outbounds all together. Let's get those out on the main, and then we'll do our spots. Oh, we're running right up against it here, Dennis. Hopefully I'm done. Whoops. Way too far. Over trying to keep up with chat. Jeff, this is HO. Heath, I just put this track down less than a month ago, so we'll get there. It'll probably still have scenery before your layout, so don't worry. All right, Dennis, throw your link down there in the chat, my friend. Let's get people headed over your way while I wrap up here. .050 action? There's not been any .050 action. Come on. There's been a lot of wrecking cranes out there, but that's just because I keep forgetting which way my switches are lined. Hard to keep a chat entertained here and also switch at the same time, you know? You'll probably have scenery before you fix your track. Somebody got a link for Dennis's stream? Let's get you guys over there. Oh, looks like it got put in there without me noticing. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys being here. We will see you again soon, likely next week. Maybe we'll have a debrief of how Op Around the Clock went. And in the meantime, go hop over to Dennis's stream. I'll see you over there in just a little bit. Take care, everybody.